and whatever I see is smiling at me. Love is who I am. So hello there everyone, and welcome to this impromptu video with me today here in the mountains. I'm in my Twin Lake area and I have no microphone, I have nothing with me. This is all so very spontaneous, and I want to talk to you about love. I was walking around the lakes and I was receiving messages from my family of light, from the Council of Masters. And the first thing they shared with me today, which is something I want to pass forward, is that in this world of the material realm, in the material plane of existence, many people are now seeking for this perfection and to, in a way, perfect themselves, you know, to be perfect with our actions, to be perfect with our deeds. Sometimes that causes us also to be not so much perfect in order to get the lesson in that. But they've shared with me that this life in this physical realm, it's not about being perfect, but it's about moving through this existence with love. It's about moving through this existence in mastering ourselves. It's about seamlessly, anchoring love through every action, deed, without thinking of how we need to be this way or that way, or perfect, or having a certain demand or the quality we think we're supposed to possess, because in many times this actually causes more separation. And in many times I witness us using things that stand in a way between us and other fellow human beings, brothers and sisters of light, as an excuse. And we say, well, let's say instead of being love with someone in the moment, you will say, well, that person deserves better than me because I did this action, it's not so perfect, or so instead of being love embodied right now, we use filters, and we use kind of like hoaxes that are basically mind filters that continuously separate us from love, from really being fully genuine, honest, and transparent with each other. So that was the first message they gave me about the depth of love. The second thing they were sharing with me is about how love, as you know, is a popular term nowadays, is still being not fully seen as the scope and depth of that divine love, cosmic love, the love of union, the love of our cosmic union and cosmic bliss. Because first of all, many people don't have any idea what that is. Many people haven't had the experience of this material plane of existence, what it is. And those of us who carried the seed of that presence and bring it here into this material plane at this time, even that is only a seed which we can plant, and we can share that essence. But today they were showing me how many times things that they actually emanate from the wholeness of creation, which is the divine trinity. So they said, well, once you truly embody the divine trinity as the perfect equilibrium of the divine mother, father, and child, the only way you become the neutralizing force, the force of divine union, of divine creation. Either way, if you're coming only from divine masculine or divine father perspective, or divine feminine or mothering aspect, again, it's not fully balanced. So this birthing of love in our creation self, which births the divine child within us, and we know that as the three primary rays of creation and existence, the wisdom, love, and power. And we know these as the threefolded flame that is ignited within our human heart. And it begins as the spark, as the seed, which then, as we are ascending and evolving further, becomes more and more of a flame. And then it, eventually becomes a manifest reality and complete embodiment through self-realization, actualization, and physical ascension and cosmic union. So they were sharing with me that many times when we focus on specific essences, such as we want to be a sovereign, or we want to really practice our will, or we want to really come out as strong because maybe before in our life we didn't. And in many cases I've noticed people who are striving for the qualities of life that all evolve from the Trinity, which is the cosmic divine love and motion, which moves through us in a very organic, natural state. And then when we focus individually on these aspects, we forget that love, that cosmic love, that divine love is actually a glue that, all these rays, all these expressions of source are, they're always intertwined, they're intermingled. But then we can't feel, sometimes we forget because we get too focalized. And let's say we're sovereign, but we're sovereign to, with the extent of, I don't know, let's say neglecting or separating from another aspect of our being. So when we truly move into love, that cosmic love, that union, the love of union, we don't see these aspects of creation as through division, through separation, which is what I noticed humanity is still doing. And so many times we forget that love as that cosmic glue that birthed all these aspects of the self, all these realities with it, all of our experiences with these different realities. Then, you know, if we don't allow the love to always within our every experience be the glue, so let's say we're practicing how to use our voice. And if we only focus on that without the glue, which is the love, then we're still going to not experience life in a synthesized way. So as you know, the white ray of ascension is the synthesizing force, or the purifying white fire that actually creates this space of cosmic fusion, which is the white fire that gives you this clarity and perspective and really makes you see and be aware whether you are standing in that presence of love or not. I've witnessed many teachers or even spiritual gurus who will be very much sharing knowledge, but there's this warmth of love, this softness of Divine Mother's love that's missing there, that sometimes makes humans go hard in their responses, in their expressions. Many times people focus, as I've shared before, too much on the information coming through, but rather than what's the real meaning, what's the Holy Spirit's infinite life force that moves through, what's its message behind this information. This, just imagine many rays of that light pouring through one womb of all the potentiality. So experiencing life as these fragments instead of the unified component, which is this cosmic glue that holds all together, still continuously keeps us in the separate form of expression and experience of life. So we are being asked more and more as a collective of ascending individuals, as humanity, and of course in co-creation with the master beings. A lot of you within your own light families, you're receiving very much similar awareness. We're being asked to take the next step. So behind every action, word, and deed, find the synthesizing force of love. Truly move into what is the love's message, not just a message, but what is love teaching me here to embody, to express more in unity instead of separation, because so many times we won't notice we're held in a way still in a pattern of duality and separation. So when we're not being fully transparent, again, we're moving into a subtle expression of some form perhaps of that separation. So let's say we're saying, well, I'm covering a pattern of mine, I'm hiding that, I'm afraid to really express who I am. And many times I will always tell people, do that which will be most revealing of that pattern. Instead of withdrawing in yourself and continuously repeating the same, do that which you would say, well, it's the opposite, it's the hardest thing to do. So let's say your pattern would be not sharing yourself in a certain situation. When something gets triggered, do that exactly, which was like the hardest for you to do, which is open up and share. Just once in your life, do that which you would say, well, it's the hardest. Because behind that is the crystallized wisdom of love. Love wants to pour through. And this withdrawal, which is an excuse, and many times in the past we've been going into our cave to enlighten ourselves more. These are not such times. These are times of awakening love through the profound wisdom of this deep conscious interaction of sharing of communion. So again, remember the wise words they've shared with us in the beginning, which is this material plane of reality where souls come to master themselves, which is the main stage for physical ascension and cosmic union, is not to be perfect, but to move through life, through the experience of love, to master ourselves, to reform ourselves, to reinvent ourselves anew in each moment, and to embrace more and more of who we are, so that this cosmic glue that holds all of our experiences together can continue to expand us, instead of us experiencing just fractions of that filter reality. Okay, so in truth, all rays of creation emanate from that one spiral of life. And this is the basic teaching of love, the teaching that love is the highest principle of life. Love is the highest expression, and not just the love we daily pass on with what we share and, you know, joyfully create, but it's that deep love, profound love for life, for all of the evolving reality, for every aspect. Just be with love. Always ask yourself, what is the principle of love wanting to move through me in this moment? How is it moving through me in this moment? How is it teaching me in a very organic, seamless way through life? So that these old concepts, these rigid beliefs, and I don't know how to say that, but these concepts of duality, fragmentation, separation, can start coming together, synthesizing, unifying, and you become more and more the force of love in this world, and a powerful cosmic component of divine union. So don't be perfect, strive for the embodiment of true love, and true love is that ultimate, you know, beyond all knowledge, beyond all fields of, you know, what Rumi already said, there's a field and I'll meet you there, and that's what he meant. So I hope you enjoyed this message, impromptu, a short one this time. It was in addition to this month's guidance, and I hope the sound is just perfect. Either way, I'm sending you beautiful blessings and greetings here from this magical space of the Alps, and I love you so very much. As always, in divine trinity of love, wisdom, and power, hold your glue, be in the neutralizing force of divine love. Thank you. I am love. So I asked who is with us today, and I heard the words Master Maitreya, which is new for me, but just beaming this energy, this cosmic master energy essence to our group family of light for the awakening to profound wisdom of divine love, the beauty and magic of life and creation. We are not here to change things through will, but merge as one with the will of the higher plan. So instead of saving things, we are simply rewriting the codes of life into a new octave of being by planting the seeds of cosmic love in this higher state of illumination as illumined divine beings. So many blessings and a shower of love to all. So my sweet beloveds, right after I finished this video message, the clock was exactly 14:40, which is 144, the code of the illumined human. I see it everywhere all the time. I just wish to share these blessings here from the sacred space to where I was guided to come after an amazing lightning storm that brought forth some new energy. And I'm always guided to come here to anchor the energy as a pillar. And I invite you to just embrace the simplicity, you know, instead of trying to reach to so many things and knowings and realizations. Start every day with something very simple and ask that to be of love, to be a teaching or a principle of love, and to be guided into your life very spontaneously, magically, through situations, through people, through nature. Just ask to experience this feeling of union, of coming home through love, instead of all the endless information. And just feel how simple life is when you do that, when you are nothing but love in that moment, and then expand that moment into infinity and feel it rising even more. And enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. As always, take care. And so it is. Welcome into my world, the world of the elven song, magical